Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers here on Tabletop Rolls. Y'all, we've made it to episode 32. There's 32 weeks of playing a campaign together.
Oh boy.
That's a lot of weeks.
Look at us
That's a lot.
20 more will
What
hit
is
a
that,
year.
like 64 hours?
Yep.
60, not counting the special?
Yep, 64 hours, that's counting the special. So, y'all, if you are just new to the stream and want to get caught up real quick, we're fully caught up with our backlog on YouTube.
Thank you.
Ooh.
So you guys can check us out on Tabletop Rolls on YouTube. Also, we have a Discord server. And if you want to join us and hang out there and make it a little bit more like, chill and such, come on down. You can hang out with the cast. You can talk to us. You can yell at me for the terrible things I put our party through.
Yes, do that.
So many terrible things.
You can join our Discord right over there. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to follow if you're not already a follower. And if you would like to support us in a monetary way, you can subscribe right here on twitch.tv. That'll help us get some more emotes, and that will help us, deal with Zoom and all that fun stuff. Other than that, my friends, a couple more announcements before we get started. Number one, we have a couple other shows other than this one. We have, on Fridays, The Calling Chronicle, our D&D 5e game, where this week they're getting a huge lore bomb. So if you want to learn a lot about that campaign's world, come and check out this episode. We're only 4 episodes in, so it's a great time to come and get started with us there. Then on Saturday, we have the anime podcast, where we're going to be discussing something anime related. And then on Sunday, we are going to go to Haven and try to collect the Urn of Sacred Ashes in Dragon Age Origins. We're currently at a 2 dragon kill tally that might hit 3 by the end of the day.
You'll love to see it.
And then, of course, there's the League of Amazing Adventurers every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. CST. So, now that we have all of our announcements out of the way, we are going to do a quick intro, and then we'll get right into the game. I've got it I have it on a slightly smaller screen than normal for some reason, I guess. I just misclicked like a crazy person. But anyway, everyone, last time on the League of Amazing Adventurers, our heroes, after journeying through the Magiscard wastes in search of the crystal that held the friends of Lynx's souls, they found their way to an abandoned lab where they discovered a number of interesting things, including a planar magic puzzle, a man frozen out of time, and the son of General Sterling Block, who the party made fast friends with, interestingly enough. After completing the first couple floors and discovering the key to the basement, with the help of their new chronomancer friend, our party made their way down into the Baba Yaga's lair, where after a surprisingly quick fight against the Baba Yaga, thanks to a very excellent use of their spells by Cassandra, the party cleared out that area and has basically made this entire room and ruin clear. When we last left our heroes, they were deciding what to do with the abundance of souls in the crystal. Now, to remind all of you, your chronomancer friend, which I'm going to make sure I get the name right, Axleon, does say that they can release the souls into a number of prepared artificial bodies across the world, returning to life the civilians and other people who have died in the Magiscard wastes, while they've been in temporal stasis.
Bodies?
Yes, they've made artificial bodies.
Androids, essentially.
The problem being that the world has moved on since the time that the bodies were placed and prepared, and not to mention introducing a sudden new population to who knows where amongst the world could cause confusion, possibly violence.
Well, I would be willing to deal with the socioeconomic fallout of such a influx of people. I worry that perhaps these automatons may have deteriorated over time, and I don't know. I just worry that it would be more pain and suffering for these souls, and not exactly a rest. Of course, if it works as designed, then it would be a wonderful thing. But
Let's do it. Set it off.
I mean,
want to make sure
Axion will speak up, and they will say, well, there were a number of wards to preserve the artificial bodies, and they were the highest amount of our people's magical knowledge that created them. There would be no reason for them to deteriorate over time.
Well, did you account for an untold number of centuries?
But yes, the point of these bodies is that they're meant to be eternal.
no, the wards.
Let's just throw them in the ocean and set them off.
Oh, God.
I don't think we have that level of control. We have two choices here.
Set them off.
One, we release them just into the afterlife as if they were, just interrupted in the process of dying. Or we release them to these new bodies and whatever far-reaching consequences that we cannot predict.
Well, predicting is sort of my specialty.
You can certainly try.
Read some omens up for the next week, just to make sure we're not, I don't know, handing some foreign nation an entire army of people. Perhaps someone has been collecting these androids in the interim.
I see nothing wrong with this.
So maybe let's just do like a quick read omens to make sure nothing's going to...
To be clear, Shy, pardon me, Ray. To be clear, Ray, you are advocating for the release of these souls into their prepared bodies.
Yeah, why not?
Well, because those prepared bodies may have taken damage over some time, we could be condemning these souls to something even worse than death.
Yeah, they'll re-die. It's fine.
I don't think the damage of these proposed bodies, even if there is none, I don't think that's the worst outcome that could happen here. I think
Look,
the
it's
worst
kind of
possible
like
outcome
nature
that could
taking care of
happen,
itself.
What was that, Lynx?
there's too many variables. Where will they go? Where will they live? Who will they
Me.
live with?
They'll stay with me.
How will an entire society
Have a
of
sleepover?
people accept this?
I will be their new god.
I agree with Lynx in a way that this is, in a way, like dumping a sudden amount of dispossessed people on the doorstep of whatever nation they happen to end up on.
Well, then they can stay with me.
They've been
I will be their
spread out.
god.
They've been spread out throughout the world.
That's what I'm saying. This could be let's say that they're spread out in 8 different nations, or 8 different cities. That's 8 different situations that we have almost no way of predicting how it goes. They may show up at the gates of a city and be set upon by the town guards and be horribly killed. And that would be our fault.
Well, what if we set some precautions first? Cassandra would be able to contact Drevin, and perhaps the Opal Empire could prepare.
It's not a bad idea.
I have, oh gosh, I think I should be able to send at least one dream message to someone, perhaps back in Latania. If anyone else has any way of contacting anyone, anywhere else.
I turn to our chronomancer friend. I don't suppose there's any way to give some sort of warning or some advice to these souls as they spread out, so they're not, walking blindly into whatever situation they find themselves in?
Well, as it happens, the vaults that we created, essentially, these sort of time capsules that held these bodies, they had a number of magical devices attached to them that would periodically scout the area around, and they will give a report of what's generally around the area that they're going to be popping out of when they release. Quite honestly, that we had a number of different plans. We had a number of different plans and ideas of how to do this. Initially, one of our researchers played with the idea of basically shifting them to another sort of plane of existence to be held in sort of a stasis for a short time, but then they would just have returned where they were standing, which I felt like after a number of years could be a dangerous thing to have happen. Like if you were just pulled out of thin air.
Especially considering an entire...
Be like if they were snapped away and then blipped back.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, considering an entire continent sunk underneath the water in this time, yes, I think that was a smart idea.
And so that I thought that would prove to be more socioeconomically terrible than the vault system that I created. Well, we created, but it was my brainchild, so
Naturally.
Well,
I'm just going to do a quick read omens, and by quick I mean let me read how long this will take.
Alrighty.
Just to ensure that we're also not talking ourselves in circle, just a straight show of hands. Who is for releasing the bodies, the souls into the bodies? You don't count, Will.
Well,
I
that's
think he was
Axleon.
raising a hand for Axleon.
Yeah, that's actually.
Well, we know where he stands.
Yeah, it's like I would like to save my people from the afterlife.
We have two right on the way. I'm sort of, unfortunately, a little undecided at the moment. I'm seeing both sides of the argument at the moment.
As am I.
Also, I do have to put forth the idea, too, that life is a precious thing, and that there is a possibility before us that these many, many souls are being given a second chance of life when it was possibly cruelly stolen from them. And to deny them that second chance on just the possibility that something may go wrong is kind of cruel.
I agree. Nim says this as she's like getting out her little cards and she's laying them out on top of the remnant of the night sky and doing her little dancey dance.
I'm solidified in this. This is not a good idea.
Well, as I feel somewhat responsible for what happened, I feel it's, despite any personal feelings I might have towards the issue, I feel it is my responsibility to give these people their lives back.
I don't think that this is the penance that you're looking to deliver unto yourself. I don't think this is a good idea.
We came here to rescue your friends, Lynx. Is this not what you wanted?
I wanted them to be able to rest.
I believe that they would be able to choose that for themselves given this opportunity. Isn't that right, Axleon?
Yes, should everything work, a soul inhabiting one of these bodies could choose to basically leave it to trade out with someone else if they so wished. It would create a sort of spiritual cloud, as I was calling it.
Interesting.
I mean, how much does that cost a month?
Cloud? The upkeep for it was approximately... never mind. It doesn't matter. We don't have that money system anymore.
Also, I just hit 50,000 channel points, which... hot.
What are you gonna do with them?
And fucking nothing.
It's a shame you're in every game and can't use them.
So, I'm doing Read Omens, which gives me a cryptic clue or piece of advice that could help with a chosen event, often in the form of a rhyme or omen.
Thank you, Shai.
You got a rhyme, Will.
The event that I'm seeking advice for is the potential revivement of theoretically thousands of eternal bodies. They're like vampires. That's why Cassandra likes them.
All right. Can you
At
put
her.
read omens into the chat?
Under his head.
I sure can. Shy, why would you do this?
You know why.
Right.
All right. So let's take a look. You peek into the future. All right. So what is your question exactly?
It's not a question. It's seeking advice about a goal, activity, or event.
Yes.
And this is the event that I'm seeking.
This is the event. So you're seeking the advice of the outcome of the event.
Yeah. But it isn't, it's not something you can monkey paw. Because
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
I'm not trying to monkey pot. I'm just trying to give you the correct answer, if that makes sense. Given the information that you have said out loud, as you begin to flick your cards over doing the reading, Nim, your eyes kind of roll back in the back of your head. And two very distinct visions appear before you. It's as if you're watching them. It's as if it's like split right down the middle of your being, and you're seeing both of them simultaneously. In one, you see that star had been approaching, continuing to grow in strength until it cleanses the world completely. Until it comes to the world and bathes the world completely in light. And then in the other vision, you see that same beginning. However, it takes longer. There's a pushback against it, against that encompassing light. Nim gets the sense of uncertainty. It could be good, it could be bad. However, the actions that you do for preparation and the actions you've discussed definitely could make it be good. If you guys maybe thought of some more stuff to prep it, it could definitely end up being a positive, but right now it could go either way.
Understood. I relay that verbatim as descriptively as I can to the rest of the party.
Link's very out of character says, that's not a rhyme.
I know, Will. Missing an opportunity for a bad pun?
I could not find ominous limericks this week.
Bless your heart.
There's literally 10 Google searches on my computer of ominous limericks. I'm getting poetry books in my AdSense now.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
God.
telling me we can recreate Buffy the Vampire Slayer right now? My answer is God, yes.
That's not what's happening here.
That will be
Who's
our
Buffy
Monday.
and what is she slaying?
The vampires.
What is a vampire?
I don't have any issues with
Well.
damn fears. Anyway, so I think what this means is that if we prepare for this correctly and choose our steps safely, then this could be a net positive for the world. At least that's my interpretation. So I think we should start sending out messages, give countries time to prepare for refugees. And then I think we should do it.
Well, while I'm still pondering this whole issue, I would like, if at all possible, I don't know if there's anything left, just go poke through the remains of the Baba Yaga for anything interesting.
So at this point, the Baba Yaga
I
has
eat the Baba Yaga bones.
begun to
Just don't eat the Baba
disintegrate.
Yaga bones. Those are my bones.
Has begun to disintegrate into dust and ash.
Yes, but does she leave anything behind?
It's very, for lack of a better word, the image of the Baba Yaga slowly, it's sort of like dissolving, is very grim. It's little flakes of skin are turning into flakes of ash that are just going into the air and dissolving into nothing.
All right, what do I need to roll to lick it?
Just make me a, say you lick it, Shy. That's all you gotta do.
I
It's
like
like-
it.
You
It's
lick
like
it.
trying to catch snowflakes on your tongue in reverse.
Yes.
No, it tastes good. It's good. That's some good dust. You're a little bit thirsty. You could use some water.
Ray really just.
Squeeze that gem into her mouth to give her some water.
Can I get some water? It's a little dry.
Cassandra is extremely uncomfortable with this situation.
Ray just walks
But-
over to Cassandra and licks Cassandra.
Tastes the same.
Ew! Ow! Oh my god!
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Anyway,
Ray's making a mental note of this.
is it possible Ray has no sense of taste anymore?
Could Ray have COVID-19?
Stop.
No!
No. It was eradicated years ago in this world.
Yes.
In
Magic.
this world, maybe everyone wore their masks and stayed indoors.
And got vaccinated.
That's magic.
Sorry,
Um,
sweetie, that's tyranny.
Oh god. Anyway, so
Anyway.
to confirm, Will, apart from the flaky body, the Baba Yaga doesn't leave behind any cool magical trinkets or anything.
They do not.
No house in a globe.
No.
Well, poop.
Does it leave me anything?
It does not. You.
Severe anxiety.
There's a sense, like, you've had that sense of, like, someone, like, watching you since the beginning of the campaign. It's like one of those sets of eyes is off of you now, but other than that, nothing's really changed.
So there's more of these.
Well, yeah. How often have we said the Baba Yaga and Will goes, "Hey, Baba
Hey,
Yaga."
Baba Yaga.
We've done this dance a dozen times.
I've never once done it with the Fonzie style, with the A Baba Yaga.
All right. Actually, I don't suppose you have any means of communication
Unfortunately,
to anywhere else in the world.
unfortunately, I'm tapped out. That chronomancy auto long rest spell kind of tapped me out for the next while, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. I wonder if the Magdians are still here. Maybe I can still run and catch them.
Yeah,
Give
the
them
elevator
give
ride's
them
a
a
quick and
warning.
easy one up. Actually, like, if you go up, they're there.
You're
You're just kind of
You're
like...
actually still standing on the elevator. You've been going up and down this entire time.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
We have encountered a new development, a new piece of information, and I think it might be relevant to you and Megdia. There may be an influx of refugees from this nation appearing in Megdia shortly.
Kind of looks over to that young mage that was accompanying him. Mage, send a message home. Tell them to prepare necessary agreements for a refugee camp. And yeah, the mage
Possibly
gets to
a
work.
big one. And if you have any way to send message to possibly Calmia or Treladar?
I am not allowed to work as a diplomat, I'm afraid. But that wouldn't work. Yes, I'm afraid I can't help you with anything but Magdia.
Yes, I suppose that's to be expected. Although if you had any communication devices of any sort that I could use, stick them up. And I'll take them.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
afraid I just have Magdian communique with me, I'm afraid. And, well, I'm sure that could be very useful to you in the future. I do not think it will help with your situation here.
No, not at the moment. But thank you, and good luck.
Thank
and
you.
I scurry
You
back
as well.
down the
Try
elevator.
not to let my father kill you.
I will try very, very hard. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, we'll go off and do their thing.
I could contact Devrin and the head of the league, whose name is currently escaping me.
Gallant.
Yes.
Office stealer.
Yeah, the
Office stealer.
Well, you see how Tillamook's doing?
Yeah, I can send them each a bit of a dream message if necessary.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And I zoink out and I contact Drevin first and then Gallant, and just basically give them the best lowdown I can of the situation.
Can you put dream message in the chat so that our audience can see what the spell does?
I could also send at least one dream message.
While Nim is sending a dream message, can I casually lick her?
Sure.
Opposed
Just to see what happens.
aggressively.
Tastes like chicken.
How rude!
Huh.
Also, Nim just looks at Ray and just goes, why?
I bet you taste really good roasted.
Anyway.
I put my hand to Ray's forehead. Does she feel like a little hot? Does she have a fever of some kind?
No, she
Yeah,
feels...
I'm a little thirsty.
She feels even colder than normal.
Plot twist, she was tasting Nim's familiar.
Oh. Please don't eat Merle.
Merle says, excuse me. No, thank you. Don't appreciate that.
I am just a little baby.
I'm just a little baby.
Baby.
But, Cassandra.
Also 90% feathers.
You send your dream message. What are you saying? You have 150 words.
Hey guys, so here's the deal. We might be able to bring the souls of Calvin back in automatons, and they might show up in many of the nations around the world. So be prepared for that. Also, if you have any opinions on the subject as to whether or not we should do this in the first place, speak now or forever hold your peace. Trevor, I know you can contact me. Gallant, surprise me, I suppose.
Surprise me, I suppose.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, you're going to get a surprise, all right. So.
Oh boy.
10 minutes pass.
And minutes later.
Chip. Make me a will save.
Oh no, poor Chip. He's gonna take over his brain.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah.
33. That is a success.
Iron will of the rat.
You feel your throat kind of undulating in a weird way, like someone was directly trying to manipulate your vocal cords.
Oh no, Shy's invisible and is strangling me.
Ha
The moment passes, and then after another 5 minutes, Cassandra, you'll get a message in your head going along the lines of, sorry for the long reply time, Cassandra, my friend.
Hello?
Now,
Yeah, is that what he sounds like?
I tried to get a hold of you via
what?
a small voodoo doll I made of Chip, but it did not work for some reason. However, recently things have kind of been bad here. I'll do the best I can, but a small army of rays has procured the instruments of woe that we held in our vault, and, well, I currently have a clotterized chunk of my gut out of me, but I will do my best to prepare down here as much as I can.
Oh my god!
I turn to
You share this with
Professor
us.
Chip first. I'm like, I don't suppose you know any cures for having a voodoo doll made of yourself, but I feel like that's the second most important thing here, other than the army of rays.
I mean,
Procure me.
Ray's just like,
I-
I always knew this day would come.
I take a little
Always.
handful of my fur. I'm wondering, I could shave entirely, I suppose.
Please don't become a naked mole rat. I can't fathom that.
Professor,
No, I'll become like the Invisible Man rat, where I just cover myself in bandages after I shave myself, and then put my suit on over the bandages.
What is that? That creepy thing.
Will.
Yes.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
In Pathfinder, can you use higher level spell slots to cast lower level spells without heightening them?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
And if you can't, then we're house ruling that. Don't at me.
Bless your heart. Okay, give me one moment.
Out of character. Are we doing the people or not? Did we?
It seems like the group's leaning towards it. I was remaining undecided. Lynx was against, but the three of you seem to be on board.
I just needed for Shy to know mentally what to get ready for instead of Ray.
I'm on board, but I want to discuss with the group notifying. Technically, the only people I know in Kalmia and Treladar is Ray's aunt and my own parents. Those are the only people I'm going to be able to contact in either of those locations.
Don't contact my aunt. Don't do that. I'm gonna just tell you right now. Stop. Think about your life choices.
You can contact one of Ray's sisters.
You know it's bad when Ray is asking that.
Yeah. And technically I could contact one of the guards. I met them in person. And I suppose I wouldn't have to go directly to my parents. I could contact any of the rainbow robes that came to my house in search of Cassandra.
What about your butler?
Well,
Ray just kind of has like this like look on her face and goes, "Wait, I'm supposed to be getting married to somebody."
We're going to unpack that later, one thing at a time.
There's a lot to unpack here.
I guess.
Including roughly 10,000
Sandra, I wish you could ask Drevin if it would be an issue if my parents even knew I was alive. I mean, they must know they've got divination magic, but if I contact them, I don't know if it'll cause problems for him, and I don't want that either.
It's at that point Drevin returns a message to Cassandra. We will have all people ready to take refugees as soon as possible. Any ideas of what we're looking for, other than just random refugees? Also, no, that can wait till later. Cassandra, love you, hun.
That's cute.
I will get everything prepared.
Telepathic heart emoji.
Yes.
Ding. Oh, that was cute. I mean, I can do another dream spell to him. Oh no, I can just use the ring for this one.
You can just use the ring for this one.
Well, first off, do we know what he can be expecting beyond what I've already told him?
Axion will speak up and say, yes, they are roughly humanoid bodies that will have sort of arcane markings throughout them. I think he'll begin to open up a book as if he's leafing through looking for better notes on what they exactly look like. This is where I want to make sure I give an accurate description of what they're going to be becoming. Yes, okay, so he will describe them as such once I get down to their description in the book.
Maybe someday.
One day. Someday. Those are kobold, those are leshies, those are lizard folk.
Maybe this time.
Alright, so they will describe them as roughly humanoid. However, most are created from a technology long lost, known as foundries, that operate specifically within my country's former borders. They created these sort of magical wombs in which processed mature bodies and newborn souls, both organic and synthetic, and then they emerged knowing only their creator's language. However, they also would know any languages their soul would know. Yeah. And it'll basically describe them as roughly humanoid with like visible sort of magical etchings throughout their body that would produce light. They're a little bit lanky and a little bit thin. However, just like any human, their appearance can differ widely.
I think repeat that description. Also, would it be much of a problem if Nim contacted her parents? Because we are also trying to warn Treladar about the situation, as some of them may pop up there too. She just didn't want to interfere with your plans.
Brings it back. About 5 minutes pass, he responds, "Great, I will have people readying for those descriptions. As far as Nim is concerned, the family knows that she's alive. I sent Gunther back to them as a successful assassin, though I did take a little souvenir."
Fucking hell.
Yeah!
His ear.
Release the bodies!
Thank you, sweetheart. I think it's a go to contact your parents on that regard. Although if you could refrain from mentioning me for now. Although,
Of course.
I'd be glad about the book collection. That would be very helpful.
I might hold off on
Priorities.
the book collection, because I think I'm going to send this dream message. I reread the spell and I can send it to 10 people at once, so I'm going to send it to Mom, Dad, and 7 of the guards I ran into in Calmia. Hoping that some of them can do something about it.
Okay.
Oh God, I hate that face you're making. That face you're making scares the piss out of me. Huh?
What's the message?
Okay, let's see. I have also, just to double check with Axleon mentioned that these androids are indistinguishable from human beings. That is the case, right?
Except for some arcane markings on them.
Okay, I think I'm going to choose not to mention that they are androids to my parents in Calmia, and just tell them to treat them as refugees. Okay, the dream...
Kraken!
That's not what I'm gonna say to my parents, but thank you for the suggestion.
And they totally could, though. Anyway.
I say, hello, Nimbus Evangeline Amalthea Saint Altair here, and I'm coming to warn you about a number of refugees that will be appearing in your area shortly. Please prepare the necessary accommodations for them. Please treat them with respect and autonomy. I just wanted to warn you and make sure that you were prepared. Thank you.
Or not.
You
It works
can't
that way.
interject in my dream message because I'm sending it myself.
Question, just little question about the dream message. Do you have to be asleep to do that?
I do not have to be asleep to do it. They have to
Okay.
be asleep to receive it.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought like you were lying down on the ground and closing your eyes and we're all having to be very quiet.
However, luckily, time zones are a thing.
Yes.
So,
I can't be quiet.
Nim,
Mm-hmm.
you will get some sendings to you. The first of which is from your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the information, dear. We will make use of it to advance opposition.
You done fucked up, Nim.
What else was I supposed to do?
Not tell them.
You get a message from
I'm
your
just-
father. Thank you for the
Uh-huh.
information, dear. We will use it to advance opposition.
Ain't bad.
Why do they sound like androids and automatons?
No.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know that androids sound like that.
The guards don't have the capabilities to send magical messages back to you, but you know that they all receive them.
They're like, what's going on in my head?
What about the purple robes?
I didn't send any to the purple robes. I just sent them to my parents because I don't want to be in their heads.
Good choice.
So I suppose we're committed now.
Well, I hope the Treladarians still hold a grudge against the Calmians.
Well, to be fair, they're not necessarily going to know what these people are.
Right, I was very careful to call them refugees and not androids.
So,
Well, I turn to our time wizard friend. I think our course is set then.
excellent then.
Lynx, if it's any consolation to you, and this is possibly an arrogant thing of me to say, but I am more than willing to take responsibility for what happens next, wherever that may lead.
Lynx shakes his head and doesn't say anything to you, and goes and stands in the doorway of the room,
Well, the elevator, but
waiting for whatever comes next.
Hey, is he okay?
Oop.
Perhaps if you ate more of his dead friends, he'd feel better.
He's right.
Actually, you know what I can do? I can do one more read omens to see if we've done the necessary preparations or if there's still more to be done. I have the spell slots.
All you see is blackness, the end of everything.
God says, "Shut up."
Can I do that? Can I do that real quick?
If you want to spend
Can I
10
tell
minutes to do
God
that,
to
you can.
shut up?
I do. I want to be as cautious as humanly possible.
You are only human after all.
I am.
Lick Nim. I already did that.
So, Nim, after 10 minutes of casting, your eyes roll back into your head. You see a vision. The light fights, but it manages to cover the world. However, now after it has covered the world, small pockets of dark pop up. And they appear to be a sort of deadlock between dark and light.
Oh, so cool.
So the everyday issue.
You know, actually, sorry, do you have more?
No, I'll let you interpret that as you will, actually. Go ahead.
No, please finish the thought. Please finish the thought.
No, I was saying, like, that's what you get. I was going to clarify a little bit more, less the esoteric, but I feel like I did a good job of this one. So you that's what you get.
I think Nim would interpret that as a net positive. As a follower of Desna, she is trained to see, the beauty in the darkness and, the light in the night, but that implies that there is darkness and that is a good thing. So I think that is a good signal to move forward, but the smile on your face tells me something very, very different,
no,
Will.
That's from chat. That's from chat.
Okay. Oh, I see.
No.
God bless you, chat.
That's from chat.
You are monsters.
I actually really kind of like that idea. Yeah. What do my friends taste like?
Ray walks over to Lynx.
Oh Lord. World-changing decisions and cannibalism food critic. Oh, that's what the episodes are going to be called.
To prepare Lynx's friends.
How to repair.
It was a cookbook.
All right. Nim will relay the vision to her friends for the possibility of second opinions, but you can tell that she feels confident about moving forward from this point.
So, Axion will walk towards the crystal and kind of like take a position around it. He will point to the several different consoles that are still lit up. He does need you all to be at a console.
All 5 of us.
This is a decision that must be made unanimously.
Very dangerous.
And he only
Fortune favors.
He only needs the help because, unfortunately, like, the crystal itself has grown a fair amount, so he has to have multiple people kind of balancing the power for it to be released safely.
Oh, one just additional question, nothing to do with this terrible decision we're making, Will. Is there some check I could make to know whether or not we have dealt with the Baba Yaga for good? Like, I know, for instance...
Check.
Okay. Cultism. Where is it, cultism?
I'll lead her.
Oh, 16.
No idea.
No. All right. I know certain things, when you kill them, they just go back to their home plane.
So.
Then again, I don't know if Chip knows that.
Who makes their way to the consoles?
I will assist if necessary. I don't know. I'm not magical in any way, really.
Yes, they just need you to basically hold a button down.
Let's do it.
Gotta turn your key, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's like
turn
that.
your
It's like
key.
the nuclear launch codes. They need like everyone to turn.
All
their key
right.
in that.
I'll go to the top left-hand side one.
Fair enough. They'll go to like the largest console.
I'll go to the top right-hand side one.
All right.
I'll move to this one on the left.
All right. Ray's going to 1, 2. Only one console remains.
What you doing, Coop?
Get that pineapple away from me.
Where's the one? Didn't Cassandra go to this one?
Yeah, I just need to move my character.
Oh, then that's all consoles then.
I need one more on the
There's
central.
one in the middle.
Well, which one is the wizard man doing then?
He's up. He's actually like going into the crystal area.
Oh.
There's like he has to like crawl through the crystal to get to like what used to be the central. This used to be much smaller.
Right.
Yeah. To give
So
you guys
we'll
an
need one
idea,
more
that
person.
central crystal used to be the size of the crystals on that you guys are at. Hey, Evandale, thank you for the raid.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
They are just about to completely change the face of the world.
Yeah, y'all joined it. Y'all joined it at crazy time.
So,
Not to like cheapen the blow here,
mhm.
but is there no mage hand equivalent?
There is, but he's out of magic, and I don't think any of your other casters have access to Mage Hand.
If you don't want to be so close to the central crystal, we can trade.
And I'm sure Merle would be willing to help if you can't.
I just have a needy cat, sorry.
If necessary, I do have a way we can, if it's just pressing a
Get in
button,
here.
I can actually help.
No, fair enough.
So I'm going to use my one weirdly magical ability, Rat Magic.
Rat magic.
And just because it's cool flavor, I'm going to tap the remnant of the author, and from it, I'm going to conjure from ink a tiny little rat who sits in my paw and it looks at me and wiggles his little nose, an actual rat, not a tiny version of me. And I'm just going to whisper to him something. He's going to hop off my hand, run over to the unmanned console, and prepare to jump up on the button.
All right. So, with everyone in their
Because
positions,
you're a mom?
with
Or of a
everyone-
stepfather, really.
With everyone in their positions, Axleon moves into the crystal and begins to channel magic through it. It begins to light up in a prismatic array of colors that fill this room with light. Now, quickly, all of you, please, activate your consoles. You simply need to hold the spot I showed you.
On 3 or...
Now, Ray! Otherwise it might overload... Oh, no! And with that, you guys need to roll initiative. As we
Oh my
begin
god. This is why I asked if it's on 3 or and 3.
The tiny rat belly flops onto the button.
This is where we need you guys to roll initiative, as this will begin a skills challenge.
Oh,
Hero says
okay.
hello. I think that's the longest he's ever let me pick him up.
We love to see it.
Is Kiro not a pickup boy?
Oh, oops, I did not.
32?
Worse. No, he's not. He doesn't
No,
like to be
that's a 13.
held.
All right, so
Aw, buddy. Are you just a little baby?
here
man?
we are going to be using Lord Kensington's rules for skills challenges for this skills challenge. Meaning,
What?
You will have a goal for the skills challenge. What skills you use are entirely up to you. However, you cannot use the same skill 2 rounds in a row, and you cannot use the skill someone just used right before you. So, for example, if Nim used Arcana, Chip would not be able to use Arcana this round. However, the next round, when it came back to Nim would not be able to use Arcana. However, Chip would then be able to use Arcana.
Gotcha.
The goal of this is to safely basically release the energy within these crystals. How you accomplish that goal is entirely up to you. Nim, you were first. The arcane energies are beginning to go wild. What would you like to do?
Nim has no idea what she's doing, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to pretend like she does know what she's doing, and I'm going to roll deception.
Make me a deception check to fake it till you make it. That is a success. Nim, as you kind of begin to fumble about trying to make yourself look like you know what you're doing, it looks as though you actually do. This crystal begins to light up, and it begins to basically fire out a vent of light. As it is doing so, you can see thousands of faces rushing past you.
Do the faces look?
They look
what
just
emotion is on the faces?
They're just faces, faces. It's a face.
So they don't look happy or angry
There's
or
no
upset?
real emotion to them. It's just sort of this is an identifying factor. It's a face. It's like a big old...
Okay.
It's like a big old pillar of ghosts. Chip, you're up.
I am going to try and science the heck out of this magic by using Arcana.
Go for it.
27.
That's a success, Chip. The mana compulsion devices and crystal capacitors appear to be overloading. Chip, with your knowledge, you easily manage to rebalance the dye crystal fabricators and basically push the energy out and send it flying up.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flux.
There you go.
Reverse.
Ray, how would you like to deal with this?
I would like to... Let me see what I can do that's stupid.
Mood.
I would like to...
Smash.
I want to lick the crystal.
Okay.
But what would that be?
We just give her a chaos skill.
You want to
Chaos floor.
You'd like to lick the crystal to possibly cause some of that energy to go into you, because that wouldn't be dangerous at all.
You become a circuit.
You know
Would
what?
it be intimidation?
I would let you do a fortitude or an athletics check for that.
Hell yeah. 32.
That's a critical success, Ray.
Stuff.
That's a 32. That's
So,
a 32.
As Ray is grasping onto this crystal, they kind of just stick their tongue out to basically arc onto it, and you just see basically Ray just light up.
Did she get Bride of Frankenstein hair?
Yeah, it's full on Bride of Frankenstein, and Ray's eyes glow, and the pillar of light that was coming out from the other crystals is now just coming out of every orifice on Ray's body.
That's absolutely delightful.
If she gets a white streak in her hair or some shit, I'm not redrawing the token.
I mean, that's just a little
So
Photoshop.
funny. Ray's just sitting there
Lynx.
I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox.
Okay, well, Ray just
Are you
licked
also gonna
science,
lick the crystal?
Hi, welcome to Tabletop Roll.
we have our own
I
Chaos
learned
Goblin. Their
in
name
my
is Shy.
mouth.
I would like to very quickly craft something that I can fire into the main crystal.
Okay.
Treachery.
What would you like to accomplish with this item?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Will. This goes entirely against what the party is doing.
That's fair.
If I'm not allowed to do it, that's fine.
No, you're fair.
Respect.
You can. It's something you can do.
Respect.
That said, I am gonna make this look like I'm just, like sharpening something or doing something nonchalant, but it's still a crafting attempt. Is that okay?
Yep. Make me a crafting check.
Out of curiosity, Will, where was the other console we needed to be? Is it right here?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
right there.
well, I'm using a hero point because
Are you sure you want to use a hero point on that, Lynx?
what a fucking incredible joke.
I think
You know
that's
what?
the universe.
Yeah, that's
Are you
that's
sure
that's
you
the
Two
want to
is
use
a
hero point
sign.
on that, Lynx?
That's Lynx investigating the crystal and finding no way to shatter it.
Fair.
So he fails.
Oh, you are going to keep that critical fail?
Yeah.
Lynx,
Did we see this in any way?
You craft an item
Okay.
that you think will do the job. You fire it into the main crystal. And it works spectacularly well. It begins to crack. The central crystal begins to crack and sputter and burst with power. I need everyone to make me a fortitude save.
God damn it!
And then we all got radiation poisoning.
Failure. DC is 20.
I rolled another 32.
So Ray's
That
not
was a
going to take
crit
any
20.
damage.
I rolled another 32, so I take it Ray's invincible right now.
Nim
'cause she's
takes
just
half.
full on
It's because she
Avatar
licked
state.
it.
Alright, so Ray will take
the trick,
half.
that's the
Everyone
trick.
else is going to take the full, other than Ray, who will take none.
Chip is wiped from existence.
Oh
Because
no.
I'm currently
You
Frenching
guys can
the
take...
crystal.
Ooh, I rolled
It
badly.
doesn't hurt.
25 points of force damage each.
I guess that's bad.
I mean, it probably annihilates my tiny rat.
It does annihilate your tiny rat, and this pillar begins to just crack and sputter. A number of souls have just been vented in an unsafe manner.
Oh.
Oops.
Don't
Cassandra.
say, oops, this is what you intended to do. I'll never tell.
I'll never tell.
Cassandra, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Ooh, you know, when I was in Trilidar, I think I read a book about the theory of survival. Library lore.
Success.
Okay, that's a success.
Yes, you had read a number of books in Trilidar. However, this one that you did read that it is more pertinent is a sort of like a crystalline magical theory book. You managed to sort of vent out the excess energy, and you managed to get the remaining of souls that were in there to return to their bodies. That's the end of it. It was only one round, just to see what would happen.
Boo.
Axion will say afterwards that he figures you guys lost about 6,000 to 8,000 souls that are now going to be wandering the material plane in a sort of limbo state, unable to pass on.
Oh, you did worse. You did worse than kill them. You've damned them to torture for eternity.
Do we know that that's Lynx's fault?
No.
I mean, my rat probably saw it, but then my rat was obliterated.
I might have been able to see it from where I am, though.
I don't think you would have been able to. You would have seen Lynx trying to craft something.
Did
I didn't
Ray
see him
absorb
shoot it.
any more souls? Please tell me yes.
You did not absorb any more souls. You vented souls.
Did I see anything like extra, and will I be able to see these wandering souls since one of my feats is spiritual sense?
Oh yeah, when you will be able to see them wandering around when they're wandering around, Cassandra.
Thanks for that extra trauma, Links.
It's
It's free real estate.
It's free real estate. It's equal trauma for equal parties.
Yes, because I imagine Lynx's goal was to send, not just like vent them so they're wandering the material plane for eternity, but to send them to the afterlife. So with the critical failure, you succeeded a little bit in your plan. They're not going to
But only a
the
little.
artificial bodies, but they aren't going to the afterlife.
You fucked up.
1,000.
Dang.
I
That's
can be
more
the first
people
to say
than you
that.
will ever meet.
We fucked up. Shame
We
on us.
did
What do you
did
mean, we?
nothing. I am so sick of this we shit.
To be fair, it's actually very possible that we actually think this is our fault, because if we didn't perceive what he did and this happened during our efforts, we have no reason to believe we're not responsible.
You guys
Yeah,
saw
we
the
fucked up.
you saw the central crystal begin to crack and pop. That's what you all saw.
Lynx also has no idea that,
Does anybody
that,
got
that was a
duct
failure.
tape? We could tape it back together and hope for.
I'm still waiting for a patent on that. It's a very new
Excellent.
invention.
Axleon, do you have any idea why it would have cracked like that?
Have something interfered with the output of power? Otherwise,
me, wasn't it? Because I licked it.
No, you were being quite the fine conduit. I do not know what happened.
Believe it or not, I'm
Without
very-
How do you-
tampering, all that should have gone perfectly fine.
Oh shit. Cassandra goes up to Axleon. If the creature that sent them to the crystal in the first place had been involved, do you think that could have affected the outcome?
I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, it would be something to research. I do not know off the top of my head. That could certainly be a factor, but the person that sent them to the crystalline, the person that killed all of our people, shouldn't be still alive, so there'd be no way for that to be possible.
Surprise! She's right there.
That's up for some debate.
Technically, no. Technically, no. On a few technicalities, but
We got
that's
our
none of my
own
business, I suppose.
All right.
I'm afraid I haven't been completely honest with you in this entire process.
I mean, we just met. Makes sense.
I'm sorry. I can't do this right now. And he just kind of like starts to walk away up towards the elevator.
Best not maybe venture quite outside. There may be magic-hungry creatures out there that are quite unfriendly.
Good to
Also,
know.
possibly undead throwing spiders in the building somewhere.
How do I get more souls into my body?
You have to have a soul first, right?
Fired.
Nim mutters that under her breath.
I'd like to point out that in amongst the group, Cassandra and I probably have the biggest ears.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What's that?
Chip in the corner of the room just, oh,
Uh-uh.
oh.
I'm holding the puddle of ink that used to be my little rat. Oh.
He twirls his tail in one hand.
So, do we have any indication? You said 6,000 to 8,000 souls, but out of how many?
9,000.
He does some math.
Oh no.
12 to 16,000.
Oh, that's like.
Yeah,
half.
we didn't do
That
good.
was a critical failure. Counts as 2 failures.
That's true.
Cassandra does not think this well. She thinks it's her fault.
Can I maybe investigate the crystal to see if I could get an idea of...
Find the arrow sticking
happened?
out of it.
Yeah, if you'd like.
Was that a yes, Will?
Yep. You can make me a perception check, see if you can find it.
Sabotage.
Just for a technicality's sake, I would like to say that this was made with quick alchemy, so it expires very quickly and loses all potency and identificative properties.
Nice. Way to think ahead.
And
Yeah,
then you
28.
find some residue, but nothing that's concrete.
To be fair, this is ancient magical stuff. That's a technical term. Any number of things probably could have gone wrong. Not to mention, we don't know who has been in this chamber other than a horrible Baba Yaga in the past centuries. Any number of unsavory types could have fiddled with it. Horrific villains could have interfered with the machine. their hearts filled with menace and bile.
Oh God, I don't want to think about that.
So,
I do.
are you guys going to head back up?
I mean, I suppose we're done here.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you all board the
Can I-
elevator, and it begins to go up. Cassandra. Upon reaching the top of the elevator, you see 3 souls. Basically in this room. And you basically see them walking towards you, and then suddenly them by their feet being pulled up into the air, and then just their bodies being slowly dissolved. And then they're back down in front of you, and they basically repeat this process.
I want to watch. That sounds cool.
Cassandra is completely frozen. She before she like, does she recognize these faces at all,
You do
or
not.
are they?
They're just random faces.
She just goes, "What have we done?
What is it?
The souls, the ones that we couldn't save, they're over and over being torn apart and put back together."
That's really fucking cool.
Right.
Ray.
I mean,
Ray.
some empathy, Ray. Some empathy.
God, there has to be
Ian.
something we can do.
I mean, is this like a haunt situation in a limited scale? Could we free these particular spirits?
It could definitely become a haunt situation.
No, I mean, like right now, if the souls are trapped to this space, is there a way that, at the very least, this is a small little thing? It's 3 souls.
A divine caster could do it with something like a consecration or something
Concentration.
similar.
64. No
Nope.
repeats or hesitations.
So I'm sorry. What would we need to?
Did you take a level in Bard?
I'm sorry. What would we need to put these souls at peace?
So a divine caster could use like a religion check to consecrate the area.
Oh, a divine caster like the one.
Oh, a divine caster.
Yes,
Oh, a divine. Oh wait, no.
a divine caster could use it could use basically a religion check to consecrate the area and allow the souls to move on that way. I'm just double checking to see if there's actually a spell that does it for you. A wish spell could be used to have these souls move on.
Yeah.
Oh, a wish spell.
A wish spell. If we had that. Jeez.
No, talking corpse would not do it.
I'll have the talking corpse.
But yeah, so anything like that or a spell that you think could do it would do it probably.
Out of curiosity, Will, are there any kind of just small materials that could be used to assist them in like this, with like incense or some votive candles?
So
of
yeah,
some
if
kind?
you used like holy blessed incense, I'm not even going to try saying that word because I know I'll pronounce it wrong, but blessed smelly candlesticks, and yeah.
Well,
Step bro candlestick.
I spend 12 seconds. Like, well, good thing I predictively purchased those.
Yeah, you can do that.
I love that feat.
It's a good feat.
Well, I can start rolling some religion checks. Take my little holy symbol and start to.
Oh,
create
it's
a Desna
Sanctified
for-
Ground. That would also do it. The spell Sanctified Ground. It's
Well.
a 3rd level divine spell.
I don't think anyone has that.
Well, I don't have that prepared today, but I could take a long rest. Teehee.
Is there anything I can do with an underworld lore check or an occultism check?
Yeah, I'd let you try to figure out a way to let them pass on with an occultism.
Okay. I will roll that.
Occultism or
30.
religion, basically.
Good job.
Links, you could probably fashion some sort of talisman that would send them off into the afterlife.
Would I need a specific wood for it, or?
You'd probably be able to make it out of your thing. Like, you would just be able to have to...
There
pour
a
some-
way I can
All right.
consume the wandering souls.
Oh my god.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
giving you
that's
any
in Ray's
materials for
wheelhouse,
that.
unfortunately.
Ray spitting the soul into the afterlife.
Ray is trying to become a Baba Yaga at this point.
Should I roll a crafting then, Will?
Yeah, make me a crafting check, Lynx.
Is it a medicine check? Is it?
Culinary.
You managed to make something that's passable, but it gets destroyed after one use.
That's fine.
But yeah, as you guys deal with those 3 souls,
Would it be a crafting check? A survival?
I think unfortunately consuming a soul is out of Ray's wheelhouse a bit right now.
Nah, fine.
Right now? What does that imply?
It implies that there's 5,997 to 7,997 left.
Don't you just leave that open, Will? Don't you just...
I mean, it's definitely something that could be in Ray's wheelhouse in the future. You don't know yet.
Thanks, bestie.
You're welcome, Ray.
I just want to be pure chaos. What's so
So-
wrong with that?
I'm having one of those moments.
You guys have vented the souls that you can. You have seen the aftermath a little bit. What would you all like to do next? You guys are in the Magiscard Wastes. Do you want to like continue to explore the areas, or do you want to start heading back? What would you like to do?
Well,
Cassandra, I have a request. But
Sure.
you first, Nim. You first.
I was just gonna say, are there any of the new souls in the area?
Cassandra will take a look around, little look-see.
You don't see any.
In the androids, especially.
I did not keep any here. I knew that we would be laid to waste if this had to happen.
Naturally.
Yes.
I don't see any new ones, just the 3. There.
And like now you think about it, they were probably eaten by that spider.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oof.
Lovely. Beautiful.
Oh, so we were watching them live their or not unlive their final moment.
Relive?
Relive their dying moments for
I
eternity.
wonder if those were the corpses that were on the spider.
Epic.
Oh.
Epic.
I'm having one of those moments.
Having one of those moments. Well, why don't we rest before heading back? It's not a terrible idea.
I'm down for resting. But while we're here, if everyone is agreeable, of course, I would like to see if I could find my ex's laboratory and seek out some answers. Because
Smart.
especially if the instruments of woe have been taken,
Oh,
perhaps we
God.
can find some answers on better ways to stop them there.
Who at this point thinks that we've been better would have been better off rather than handing them over to Mr. Office Stealer, just burying them in the desert or something?
The thought has crossed my mind.
I'm cool with what happened.
They were
So-
supposed to be under top security.
To be fair, Ray, are you uncool with anything that's happened recently?
Nah, it's been entertaining.
Yeah.
Since we know that the instruments have been taken, I would like to reiterate, if there is a chance where either the I always want to call them Midgardians, but that's not it.
Magdians.
Unfortunately,
Magdians,
this is
thank
not
you.
Final Fantasy VII.
If the Magdians or the Treladarians happen to somehow get a hold of me, I want you to kill me before they can get me out of there.
I can do that.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
Bet.
Oh.
Bet. I got you, bestie.
Here's a
Yes,
very stale caramel treat.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one thing you can count our group for is always trying to help out each other. We're never going to step on each other's toes.
Yet.
We'd never try to foil each other's plans, would we?
No,
No,
that's
absolutely
No one
not.
would do that.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Nim sits in just silence. Just
Who said
silence.
that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who that?
Wasn't
Who that?
me.
That do that. Do that. So,
Because the Treladarians fully intend on, well, from what I can gather, using me to work with these instruments and, all over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Um.
But yes, let's rest and then see if we can find my ex's office.
Yeah. We can
you
do
all
that.
get a full night's rest.
Can I?
Oh, go ahead.
Before I go to rest, I'm gonna do one more spell.
Okay.
I'm going to send a dream message to Alessandra, considering we just killed a very important person to her.
Okay.
And also, I think we have more than just these souls to maybe piece back together. So I'm going to send her a message, and I'm just going to say, hey, Nim here, checking in. Not sure what possessed you to abandon Ascendancy, but I have an update. The Baba Yaga that was previously seeking residence in the Gladesman estate has been killed. If you have any idea or information as to how to get the soul pieces back from her domain and to their rightful owners, I would be very grateful. Please stay safe wherever you are. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would also like to send a dream message before I go to bed.
Okay.
All right, so this one's gonna be to Drebrin.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Send a spicy little sleep message.
It has come to my attention that the instruments of woe have fallen into the hands of the.
Magdians.
Yeah, thank you.
Midgardians.
I'm just gonna write this down after. The Magdians. And I'm fully aware that Treladar plans on using my abilities once again. I have a contingency plan in place to prevent this from happening. Should this become a necessity before I see you again, I would like you to know that you have been a comfort to me in this lifetime, and I'm very grateful for the time we were able to spend together.
Oh boy.
Oh
Sounds
boy.
like
Everything's starting to get real tense here now. And
Ray gonna murder a friend?
And I'm
But I also let him know
it.
that I am fully intending on seeing him again at least one more time before this all goes to shit.
And
Ooh.
while you all rest, I'm going to make it more tense.
Yay!
As you
I love
all
tension.
receive a dream message.
Uh-oh.
From who?
Before you in each of your dreams stands a younger figure. They appear to be just a little bit older than all of you. Elven in nature. You all can recognize them as the assistant that Gallant had. The League has suffered a blow this evening. Gallant Grixley no longer is ranked among our members.
Broccoli Man?
It is with a heavy heart that the League has lost its leader.
Oh my god.
However, our work is not done. The creatures that took our leader's life from us have been traced to the border, or making their way towards the border, of Magdia and Lutania. There is also a large occult signature coming from that area. That is most likely where the instruments of woe have been taken. Intelligence from an anonymous source, who is a friend of the League behind Magdian lines, tells us that if this were to happen, they would need to do a trial of the instruments first. And there are a number of small villages on that border. We have sent members of the League there. Some have reported back. 3 of the villages have already been wiped out.
Bad.
Their test appears to amplify the instrument's power. Members of the League. Magdia has begun their move for the world. And we are the first and last line of defense.
Or planning.
Gallant left the League to someone he trusts, and upon their return, it will be given to them. Until then, may the winds of adventure be at your back. Dream message end.
Oh my god.
Well, that answers my question of where we were going to go next.
You got your office back, though.
Hmm?
You got your office back, though.
Oh my god, Cassandra!
I was thinking it the whole
body's
time.
not even cold, and Chip's like, woohoo! Get my office back! Fucking
Do a quick
hell!
zoom in on Chip's brain and just do a little
Celebration.
dance.
Every little synapse in Professor Chip's brain just fired off when Cassandra said that.
Especially
Who did he
since,
give
like,
the lead to, though?
SEAL Team
What do you
Ray,
think,
especially since it
Cassandra?
was SEAL Team Ray that did it, the body is very much warm still.
Yikes.
Oh
Epic.
god!
Epic! I murdered people without even knowing.
Why are you happy about that?
It's really funny.
It's
Do you have a
not.
hive mind?
Hmm?
Wait a second. I feel like I'm missing something. Who did he give the league to?
We don't know.
We don't
but
know.
like, I have a hunch.
My first instinct was I hope not what he's giving it to, because he said when he comes back, and that just gave me bad vibes.
Simply bad vibes. Men in charge, bad vibes.
Bad vibes. Girl boss.
I need girl boss energy only.
But what if that man is a very nice, very capable rat?
Oh, that would be great.
That's my hypothesis.
You know
That's
that's
my
not it.
hypothesis.
If that's it, I will shit myself on stream.
Save that for OnlyFans. You can make big bucks.
All right.
Goodbye.
Continuing on from
And that's where we're
there.
ending the stream.
No, we still have.
Excuse me
we
while
still
I
have 25
erase those
minutes.
thoughts.
I'm
you
having one
guys-
of those moments.
You guys still have half an hour, team.
Yep.
So,
Let's have another deep discussion about the ethics of things. No. So I think we need to go maybe get the instruments of woe again.
We should report back to the League, I think.
Do we have time?
Do we have
Vil-
a choice?
Villages are already dropping like flies.
But we don't know which ones they're going after. We have no idea what we're up against.
Do we know how to stop them?
No.
I mean, I imagine Ray punching them in the face and taking the instruments might work well.
Yeah, that might work if they didn't have, 1,000 rays of their own that actually follow instructions.
Ooh, that is dangerous. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I say this not
I
just
can't
because
imagine it,
I'm
actually.
interested. I still think we should check out my ex's office to see if there's any information on the instruments that we can use to, bomb them.
That was
Destroy
not a
them.
bad idea.
Good.
That
I
be in
love
this
that you're
building.
referring to him as your ex now.
I mean,
I'm pre-filing for divorce for when he comes back.
I love
Until
that for
death do you
you.
part. And
That's
no,
what I was
you
just
can't
saying.
die.
Unless we do the as long as we both shall live, in which case, it's a little more sketchy.
Yeah.
But
Only
are you
a
really
little.
living now?
So, Cassandra, do you want to make your way to the area that Axelon said would have been your ex's lab?
If my group is all right with that,
I mean, I'll accompany you.
Okay. It is
I'll
within
try
the
to make
building.
it fast.
It is within the building. They will go into the planar lab area, and they'll actually open up a secret door that you guys missed.
Ooh.
And basically, it's down like a small flight of stairs. It's a small sort of like square office. And inside of it, there is like a number of sort of notes that appear to be there, as well as a large stone pad. This is where they did some work while they were here before they betrayed us and took their research elsewhere.
You know where they took it?
I could not tell you. But what's left of the research is here, and he'll point to like this room that's been very well kept and very well cleaned. There is a singular book left over, basically.
I take a book, and I also take the notes, but I'm like, we can read these later. I don't like notes as much as I like books.
That's fair.
I'll give it a quick skim.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard, basically, journal. Going through a variety of entries. A research journal, like today, test 1A concluded in a positive reaction between the occult elements as well as the physical magical artifacts. From this, you can glean that the instruments of woe are magical artifacts that have been corrupted with occult energy. And it's like, imagine, if you will, you had a box that was filled with stuff. And then you had like another thing, like a big old squishmallow that you wanted to put into the box. So you just forced it into the box and like very haphazardly taped the box together. That's what the instruments of woes are. They are
What a metaphor.
Unstable. If you were to say pump any more occult energy into them than they could handle, it would destroy them in a catastrophic manner.
Thank you, Pandora's box. Very cool.
Ooh. Love this for us. Ooh, I wanna, would it make sense to brain drain myself to see if there's any memories I have of this place?
Probably not. Because you know that your memories have been coming back to you along with like stimuli that have been granting them. Not like they're there, they've just been reintroduced.
Well,
Stimuli, you say.
Nim, stimulate me.
if I mean,
I ship it.
right here in front of everyone.
Secret's out.
I cover
Abby,
Ray's eyes.
did you take debilitating dichotomy?
I did. Should I try it?
From my understanding of that ability, you could really hurt yourself.
You know, I've had a full night's rest. I think I'll be all right.
Do you need any healing currently, or did we all get a...
Oh, no. Full night's rest.
We all got a full night's rest.
got
I'm
a
not
lot of
cursed anymore, but y'all are.
Let's take a peek at it. See our options here. Let's see what happens. Real glimpse of the impossible
Nim, did
conflict.
you prepare remove curse today, by the way?
Yes.
Would you like to
Chan.
remove some curses?
Oh yeah, I technically still have antlers.
Well, we got those of us who made our
Clumsy one,
save.
enfeebled one.
But yeah, there were a couple of people who either failed or critically failed, and they are still clumsy and enfeebled. But I can, let me double check what level that spell is. But y'all can keep doing what you're doing. I just need to do some reading.
Lynx is simply sitting there trying to get his hands to stay steady and is incapable of doing it.
The beating of that infernal heart.
That's fair.
I just don't know who the second person that I did this on would be.
He's not sure if it's from the curse or guilt.
Well, I cast remove curse on Lynx and Chip, so...
I crit failed on the one. I don't remember exactly what it did other than give me horns, but it probably did something else.
Yeah, it made you clumsy and such, but...
Lynx's hand stops shaking, and you see his face just kind of like turn to a slight smile, just a little. Then he goes about his business. After thanking you.
Much appreciated.
All right.
You know what? If the professor is down to heal me, I will definitely cast this on myself and see if it reveals anything.
Put the spell in chat.
Godspeed,
Let's see what you get.
Let's go, bitch.
You can choose to fail the will save if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm failing the will save. Let's go.
I love that for you.
So,
96. Holy shit.
you'll take 37 points of mental damage.
Woohoo.
And you get back 31.
Woo.
There you go. And
Just don't look at all the needles.
It's interesting. Because as you kind of like use this to peer into perhaps your memories, perhaps someone else's, perhaps other people's memories, you feel yourself basically ripping apart your own mind.
For the greater good.
You have a choice to go deeper.
Let's
If you
go.
do so, you will get more information. However, you know there will be a permanent negative effect to you if you do so.
Do I know what that permanent negative effect would be?
You do not.
Ooh. For the tension, let's go.
Okay.
And I can't heal you anymore, so
Cassandra,
for another 10 minutes.
you continue to open your mind. From now on, any save against a mental effect is treated as 1 degree of success lower.
Ooh. Holy shit.
However, you unlock a new memory.
I love that.
You unlock an image of a time before the war. Where you, Cassandra, were walking through the streets of a large, archaic, to your standards now, school-looking building. You recognize as a sort of University of Magical Studies in Treladar. Where you meet a human man who is a teacher's aide there. And that image is very recognizable to you. The name still doesn't place, but you know it's the man that you had your life with. And he spends nights talking. He was so passionate. Some might say he was zealous in his goals. He wanted to find a way to rid the world of evil and corruption. And he was coming with ways to do it, and then the war happened.
The war.
And his research shifted to finding a way to stop this war. At first through peaceful means, trying to create coalitions of people who didn't want to fight, who wanted to make peace through diplomacy. But when that failed, he moved to more violent means. And it's then he became more distant in your relationship. But he was still the person that you met all those years ago. Just more focused on their goal than on you.
Ooh.
Which...
That's not such a bad thing sometimes.
It then thrilled you when they invited you to come live with them at their new lab. But things were different here. He spent time with you, but it was more clinical. He would ask you questions that seemed more like questions they would ask a test subject. And by the time you realized what was happening, well, you know the rest of the story from there.
Oof. Yay.
And you also know that, well, you saw him disintegrating in this light like you did. Now that you can see your vision of souls, his soul remained, and it went somewhere else. It ascended with the light, far away, far beyond and into the stars. And when it got to its destination, you could see it, you could feel it, pulling itself back towards you. And yeah, that's what you get for that.
Well, quite a revelation. I feel like we should unpack that later. Yes, I must say I'm feeling a little less mentally strong about other than that,
Is this potentially a negative effect that I can remove curse for? Didn't think so, but I thought I'd ask.
You would need something more powerful, I'm afraid.
You must excuse me. I've grown quite weary.
This is going to be a negative effect that will last for some time. Cassandra got a big boon out of it, but there was a price to pay.
Yeah.
it's a little pricey. Worth it.
Yeah, but I have the bargain hunter feat. So.
Cassandra, I'm very glad that you decided to do that.
Me too.
Wow, Will didn't say that when I ruined the party's skill challenge.
Yeah, no, he didn't, Cooper.
I mean, I got to show you what happened when you guys got a 50-50 failure, so yeah, I was happy with it.
True.
You got to see Ray in the Avatar state. That's pretty sick.
It shouldn't have been 50-50 though. It should have been 3-2.
Yeah, it was 3-2, but
Math.
that's within
That's why
the
it's somewhere
50-50.
between 6,000 and 8,000.
Well, one failure did one thing, 2-3 did another thing, and then any more than 3 ended catastrophically.
Chip places a gentle hand on Cassandra's arm because I cannot reach her shoulder, actually. And do you have what you came looking for?
I suppose so. We have the notes, we have the books, and I have some new memories and a couple new fears. But I'll talk to you about it on the way. Actually, Honor, were you planning on coming with us to see this new world?
If you'll allow it, I'll accompany you. There's not much I can offer. My magic's still recovering, but...
No, of course. I have food enough daily for 6. And I will cast Create Food.
Okay.
I spent a little time getting a lovely tea set out. I can help improve the fare a little bit.
Yeah. Then, yeah.
And beyond magic, you have a knowledge of the past, which could be very useful in the coming days. And also, I might like your input on what I just saw, which I will tell you all on the way out of this place.
Yes, of course.
So,
Alonzi?
I do believe a good suggestion actually was made earlier that before we make any real decision, we should probably reconnect with the League. We should return to the however we got to this land. I think, did we travel by boat or
it was
magic?
by boat.
All right, so we should probably return to the boat, and once we have more information, we can make a more educated decision on what to do next.
Yeah.
Educated.
So.
Perhaps Axleon can talk to the priest. The priest doesn't know Axleon.
Oh! Just pretend you don't know us.
Yes. If you know us, you do not.
Well, at least you don't know.
And I like point towards Ray, but like behind my hand.
Fair enough. The child is unknown.
She's not a child. Don't say that or she'll kill you.
Who said child?
We were talking about Merle. Oh, my sweet
It
child.
was a ghost, Ray. It was a ghost.
Oh yeah, are there any ghosts in this room?
No.
Nice.
I'm assuming that will tell us in the future if we see any more.
And when you were walking through the planar lab, there were no ghosts.
Can we do a circle of the lab just to make sure?
Sure. There are no ghosts in the lab.
Okay.
Cool. You ain't afraid no ghosts. These ghosts
Okay, but what if the GM missed a ghost?
These ghosts have been busted, and I'm not
Yeah,
so
Will,
cruel.
why don't you roll?
Roll for ghost.
I actually
Ooh,
have
roll.
points. I actually have points written in the campaign where ghosts will show up now.
Oh,
but
Should we roll investigation checks just to make sure we looted the room properly?
You guys have taken your time. You guys got everything.
Cool.
As you all make your way back towards your ship and towards the coastal town of Port Peridot, a couple of things. Number one, there's no undead around.
Different.
Oh, shit.
There are a number of undead corpses on the ground, but they're not moving.
To be fair, the Magdians were leaving, so...
Yes. And it is about halfway through the second day of travel that you guys are presented with an option. So, as you are cresting a hill, you can hear the sounds of whirling or engine noises. And basically, in a gully, there is a large metallic ship. And standing outside of it right now is a Marshall steel block.
Marshall
a ride,
Steel?
maybe.
Upon seeing you all at the top of the hill, they're kind of like waving a bit for you to come down.
Well, we might as well see what the problem is. Although I still think we should check in with the boat at Port Peridot.
I mean, yeah, but he could maybe just drop us there off a lot quicker.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And yes,
sure. I'll make my way down.
He will offer you guys a ride. So I can't take you. He cannot take you to the border, but he can take you to like the vicinity. And, like, kind of airdrop you guys. If you're in Lutania, he can airdrop you. But if it's anywhere else, he can just drop you down.
Oh, so he's taking us all the way to Lutania.
He could.
That sounds like quitters talk.
I don't know. Shouldn't we left a whole boat in Port Peridot.
I mean, what's the worst thing that happens, though? They eventually leave without us?
I mean,
Do you want me to stay behind with the boat? Oh, god damn it.
It's just a boat. Don't they have boats where you're from?
Yeah.
Are you alright, Lynx?
Never seen a boat before.
just
Yeah, that
out
was
of
totally in
curiosity,
character.
how do you think sailing a Magdian airship into Latania would look for you right now?
Well, currently, the conflict isn't widely known. And if I'm just kind of dropping you off, shouldn't be a problem. I'm not going to land. I'm just going to kind of open up the back hatch and you'll jump out.
Little parachute out. Oh my god.
I'm not opposed to this.
I've always wanted to try flying.
You can prepare airwalk. It's fine.
Can you do an airwalk slide?
Yes, you could.
Yeah, you can go at a 45.
Water slide.
Cha-cha, real smooth.
But yes, so
Captain America!
do you guys want to do
We
that?
are
Or do you
not
guys want to
super
head back to
solid.
Port Peridot and take your boat? It's your call.
Did we met people on the boat, right? Like we talked to people on the boat.
Yeah.
You could just dream message one of the people on the boat and tell them to head home.
I propose that we should send... Okay. This is not usually something that is a great idea, but I propose we send 2 or 3 of us with the Peridot boat and 2 or 3 of us with this guy as diplomats.
I want to be a diplomat.
Oh,
No,
God.
under no circumstances.
No.
Splitting the party is usually not the preferred methodology,
Well, there
but
is
for the
someone...
purposes
Well,
of
he will tell you all that. His father has all of you on a kill on
Yeah,
sight order.
Lynx, who exactly would we be making diplomatic overtures to exactly?
I'm saying this out of character.
Yeah.
But if we're to better the lives of these new automata that have sprouted up around the areas,
He's not
It's-
taking us to the androids. He's taking us closer to Latania where they're fighting the Megdians.
I was under the wrong impression then. That
I want
Yeah,
to
we don't know
go
where the androids
more.
are right now.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. In that case, we should stick as a group.
Well,
Um,
I think
the
there's
war.
someone whose opinion we need to axe.
Axe. What would
And
Andrew
that
didn't
is
wanna say
actually on, because I don't know where you want to go. Would you
it's,
prefer?
Listen, it is a whole new world for me. In a few days, I should be able to give myself some sort of transportation about. But until then, I'm kind of just going to go where the wind blows me.
Would it be such a bad idea then if we send Axleon to Port Peridot?
I'd rather
And
not
have
travel
him-
alone if that's okay.
No.
Okay,
I don't think
okay.
we should send you by yourself.
Yeah.
My bad.
But if I must, I can. It's entirely all of yours, Cole.
No, I don't think that'll be necessary. Oh, gods, as much as I would love to, wrap things up in Port Peridot, and there is information there that I need, but I feel like expedience to the fight with the Megdians might be favorable.
Favorable. I agree.
Favorable.
It is an emergency, after all.
War! Let's go!
What is it good for?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Everything.
I mean, it never changes, at least.
Ray wants.
War never changes.
Oh my god.
All right.
Why I
Ray
really
wants
like
to
this.
punch some people.
And so it sounds like you guys are going to board the airship.
Yeah.
All right, so then as you do and begin to make your way back towards Lutania, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Woo.
Oh.
Ooh, lots of things happened tonight, folks. Thank you all so much for coming out to tonight's episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers. If you want to see what happens next week, join us here on the same time, 7 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. CST, to see what happens at the beginning of our next arc, the Magdian Incursion arc.
Oh boy, he's giving it a name.
It has a name.
God
Oh.
And if you aren't already following, please give us a follow. If you are looking to hang out with the cast after the show and want to chat about all the crazy stuff that happened tonight, ask party members about why they made decisions that they made, you can do it on
Like
our
who?
Discord,
Ray.
which you can join
Ray,
right over
yeah.
there.
And I think Abby's about to post the results of a poll that we
Yes,
did in our
also
Discord.
Abby's about to post the results of a
Oh,
poll
I'm
that our
very
community
curious.
did. So
Oh my.
we'll talk about that probably next week. But on Friday, we have the Calling Chronicle, our D&D 5e game. On Saturday, we have our anime podcast. And on Sunday, we're continuing to making our way through Dragon Age. We're headed to Haven to try find the Urn of Sacred Ashes. But other than that, friends, thank you all so much for coming down tonight. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at Tabletop Rolls. We're also at Tabletop Rolls on every social media channel you can think of. That is like Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, other than that, I'm going to do a quick little raid. I think... Okay, so, y'all, we're going to go and, let's go raid some more Pathfinder folks. Let's go raid Nat 20 Productions. Go say hi to PJ, everyone. They're going to come onto the anime podcast at some point when we talk about My Hero Academia.
Yes,
Oh.
very excited.
We spend the entire evening talking about why Minetta's the best character.
Mineta is
Go
the
to
best
hell.
boy. There
No,
is not a single thing
he's
wrong
garbage.
with Mineta Minoru
I
at all.
But that will be happening for a couple weeks. So thank you all so much for coming down. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in.